Good afternoon. My name is John Vossoughi. I'm here at Lumana at our new double-decker booth with lots of great customers and pleased to be speaking with you. Lumana is an enterprise-class video intelligence system that, as you can see on the wall, uses AI agents to monitor your environment, investigate, and act in real time. There are 5 fundamental principles behind what we do at Lumana that truly makes us unique. 1, we are a complete open system. So we want our customers to use the best cameras for their environment, the best sensors, the best access control. We integrate with all of them. 2, Lumana uses what we call a hybrid cloud architecture to deliver the best performance for our customers, getting the best of an on-prem system and the convenience and scalability of the cloud. 3, we're secure by design. Lumana's system is secure both at the core as well as at rest and in transit. And 4th, I think it's super important to point out that we have to be the most easy to use system in the industry. We provide everything in our system on a single pane of glass. No matter how many locations you have, you'll see everything on a single pane of glass, which I'm about to show you here in a minute in a demo. And then last, and maybe most important, and the one thing that differentiates Lumana from anyone in the industry is that we are a constantly learning system, meaning we have adaptive AI. At a camera-specific level, we are always learning. So what you buy today is only going to get better with time. Why don't you come on over and let me show you a little bit on the demo. All right. Welcome to one of our demo stations in our booth. So what you're looking at here is our home page. On the left-hand side, you have our menu. You have locations down the middle. Now, if you had 100 locations, you'd see them all here. And literally, you can click into any one of your locations and see the cameras in that location. So what you're looking at, of course, is a live view of where we are here with all of the cameras. I can scan over any or scroll over any of those cameras and see a live view of what's going on in that environment. I can click into any one of those cameras and immediately see a full view of what's happening. If I want to, I can scroll down below and even see what's happening in that environment. What objects are in that environment, what alerts, and even the health of that camera if I like. Just one way to kind of show you what's happening just at a glance with Lumana. Couple other points I want to make. We're a very channel-centric business, and everything we think about is about how do our partners use our systems and how do they easily deploy. So you'll notice up above, we have different ways of viewing cameras. You can view cameras on a map, you can view cameras on a floor plan, and at a device level. This device level view is very important because you can actually see the devices and you can see the health of those devices. Literally at a specific core level, you can see what's going on. You can look back and see things if you like. You can look at specific cameras and look at the status of those cameras. Not only the status of those cameras, but you can configure your cameras directly from the Lumana system. And again, this is any IP camera, not just Lumana cameras. All right. I'm going to take you back and I want to kind of show you a little bit more, and then we'll jump into where AI really comes in. A little bit more on VMS. As I said earlier, we integrate with any third-party device, whether it's cameras, access control devices, speakers, sensors. An example of that is if I look down on some of the cameras, I can show you, for example, in this example, we have access control integrated with that camera. We also have a speaker integrated with that camera. The beautiful thing about that is you can just look at the camera and know that you have integrations built in. For example, on the left-hand side, I know that I can open or close that door right there, right from the Lumana video system. Or I can use the talk-down speaker to push and talk. So again, an example of integrations with Lumana. All right, let's talk about where AI comes in, which is really around search, alerts, and even dashboards. So for search, we have 2 ways of searching at Lumana. One way is a simple text search, and I'll start with that one. I can type in, let me type in something, a man using a cell phone. okay? And I'm gonna say, give me over the last 6 days, and I'm gonna choose all cameras, okay? So it's gonna go through using natural language search and look for a man with a cell phone. And as you can see, it immediately gave me lots and lots of men with cell phones. I can take that way further, but instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the other way to search, which is our traditional search method, our drop-down search capability. What I wanna show you here is how fast I can search through hundreds of thousands of objects to find what I'm looking for in seconds, literally finding a needle in a haystack. So let's create a scenario. I'm gonna look over the last 4 weeks, and I'm gonna look at all cameras, which, by the way, 4 weeks and 46 cameras is about 18,000 hours of video. And I'm gonna look for a person. As soon as I click on person, I got 588,000 results, a lot of results. I can look at that in both object view or clip view, but I need to go a little deeper. I'm gonna look for a person that was, let's say, a man. Let's say that person was wearing a hat and a pair of glasses. And let's say they were next to a vehicle. I'll click on vehicle. And maybe we know exactly what kind of vehicle. Maybe it was a white colored Tesla. So I'll select Tesla. And if I have a license plate number, I can pop that in. Or if I have a partial license plate number, I can do that. I'll put the number 89 in there, partial license plate. So 557,000 results down to 2. I found what I'm looking for. A man wearing a hat and a pair of glasses next to a white colored Tesla with the number 89 in the license plate. I don't think that took me more than 10 seconds out of over 500,000 results. Now, I can decide what I want to do with this result. I want to follow this person. I want to see where this person's been inside of my organization. I can follow that person. I can follow that vehicle. I can even follow that license plate. By simply clicking, it's going to track, and it tells me this person's been on the LPR North camera. You can see that. It's also been on the North 1 camera, and it looks like they left on the North 1 camera. Again, an example of how I was able to find a needle in a haystack, track that person, and know exactly where they came from and where they went. If I want to share any of that, I click on that, and I can share by simply creating an archive and sharing that result with anyone, including with permissions. So I can literally create a link with permissions on how long I want to share it. This is true enterprise class permissions. Being able to share a video clip or a camera with permissions is a very important point for enterprises. And simply create the link. Anybody can receive this, and you don't have to have an app for this. It would be simply received, if you like, over an SMS. Very easy. I want to move next to alerts. And I think it's very important to point out that Lumana offers hundreds of different alert types out of the box. Everything we offer comes included as part of what we offer. And they're all very easy to create. I'll show you how to do one of them. So if I wanted to create a zone protection alert as an example, by the way, our alerts, we have security alerts, identification alerts, tracking alerts, camera status alerts, safety and compliance alerts. The list goes on. But if I wanted to create a zone protection alert as an example, I simply click on it. I give it a name. I choose what objects I want. This includes standard out of the box objects as well as any customized objects. We allow you to customize objects. So maybe I choose a person and I say, I want to know when that person enters, and I'll pick a specific camera. And maybe it's a zone within that camera. So I want to know when they enter anywhere in this area. Okay? So the beautiful thing is, I can say if they're in that area for more than a minute, all times of the day, or I can choose what time of day. And then I can actually decide what actions I want to take. Do I want to send it to a SOC? Do I want to alert someone inside my organization? Do I want to send it to alarm monitoring? Do I want to play a pre-recorded message on a speaker? All of that is built into our alert processing. Okay, finally, all of our alerts come together in dashboards. A beautiful way to visualize all of your alerts and analytics. In this case, I've created a security and safety dashboard. As you can see, we have occupancy. Occupancy is becoming very, very popular. By hour, I can know how many people are in my environment by hour. We have other alerts that I've integrated with this dashboard. Gun alerts, gun brandishing alerts, etc. By the way, it's not just beautiful dashboards, but the video is behind it. If I want to look at gun brandishing, I can click on that actual alert and I can see the gun brandishing alert. And like I showed you before, I can actually share that alert again with permissions to whoever I want to share it with. Okay? All right, just a couple of examples there. We have many, many more. I can show you so many more. A couple other examples, things like fire alerts, violence alerts. I mean, you think about how many scenarios you want to create a violence alert. Fighting. We can show you the fighting. I can show you the video associated with that, of course, by clicking on video, and again, sharing it with anyone I like. And there you go, a violence alert. You can imagine how many scenarios can use that. We have things like smoke detection, falling detection. A fall detection alert is becoming more and more important these days. And you can see capturing a person falling, and then again, being able to share it. Okay? Proximity to things like forklifts. Believe it or not, these are things that are super important to companies. When you have burning fires or you have mechanical equipment, you need to know if someone's getting too close to a burning fire. And you can see that right there. This is a real life example with one of our customers that gave us permission to use this. Everything we do, by the way, has to be with permission. We do not get access to any of our customer data. They have to invite us to be able to get that data. All right. I'll show you a couple more that I think are important. Safety, a helmet not being used. This is PPE detection. A person next to that burning fire that doesn't have a safety helmet on is a big deal. I can click on that. I can look at the object and you can see this person does not have a helmet on next to a fire that burns metal. Okay? Lots and lots more I can show you on that, but I think that's a good wrap up to kind of give you a feeling for what Lumana does. Again, we allow you to monitor, investigate, and act in real time like no one in the industry today. We provide all of these alerts, all of these capabilities out of the box, and we hope you come and see us next year at ISC West. If there's any questions or you'd like to contact anyone at Lumana, you can go to our website and ask for sales, or you can contact sales@lumana.ai. I appreciate you listening and thank you for coming. Have a good day.
Today, security companies are delivering complex and impressive projects. But very often, no one outside the project ever sees them. Security integrators build systems for schools, offices, warehouses, and residential buildings. But showing that experience to future clients can be harder than delivering the project itself. At Pipl Systems, we help integrators turn real installations into professional case study videos. We come to the site, speak with your team, capture the system in action, and turn the project into a clear and engaging story. These case study videos help your future clients understand how your team solves real security challenges. You can use them in meetings, proposals, on your website, and in sales presentations. The content is created under your brand and can be used across your marketing and sales channels. We also share selected projects through the Pipl Systems media platform with professionals across the security industry. If your company delivers great projects and you want the market to see your expertise, we'll help you tell that story. Pipl Systems, real projects, real stories, real security.